Good morning. IT for Business is on WAICF. We are with Nicolas Kozakiewicz. Nicolas, hi.
Hello.
Nicolas, you are Chief Innovation Officer at Worldline. Could you remind us who is Worldline?
Sure. Worldline is the #1 PSP in Europe. So in other words, we are managing all the payments from the banking side, where you have the issuance of cards, etc., and also from the merchant side, where you have to accept and acquire the means of payment with the terminals or online. So when you make a payment, at some point, Worldline is probably there.
Yeah. When it comes to payment, do you consider AI as a threat?
So first, AI is a technology. Like any technology, depending on how you use it, it can be either a threat or something that is very valuable. So we at Worldline, we've been in the business for more than 40 years, and we've seen lots of new technology coming up, arriving at the horizon, and we had to make our own mind whether it would be something really positive, something that we should be more worried about. So we do always the same thing for all new technologies. We really assess them, and we see how it can be useful in our environment. And AI is very, very broad. So AI, you have AI like for authentication, you have AI for image recognition, you have AI for natural language processing, so it's very broad. And payment is also very broad. We talked about issuing, we talked about acceptance, we talked about authentication, about fraud detection, lots of different things. So we have been looking at each and every of our verticals, of our services, to see where AI was a good fit for us or not. And guess what? We found many, many ways to use it, because it's a very powerful technology that allows us to make the most of something that is very valuable, which is the data, because you don't have AI if you don't have data. And since we are in this business for more than 40 years, we have lots of data that is very regulated, some data that is private, data that is very secure. But thanks to all that data that we have, that we use for banks and for end users, we are really able to make the most of what AI can provide.
Could you share with us some example of business case in payments where AI is useful, to use a word?
There are so many, and in the session that I gave earlier on, I gave lots of examples, but the most obvious one is really fraud detection. Because fraud detection in payment, there's always people who will try to hack your money and try to pay with it. So with that, we used the AI technology based on the big amount of data we have on historical transactions. And these transactions, we know if they are honest transactions or dishonest transaction. And we tell the system, okay, learn from it. Try to find where things are happening. Try to find weak signals. Try to tell me what is going on, where things really are awkward. Because let's not forget one thing, AI is something that is used for, in most of the cases, where when you cannot make a program. If you can make a program, you make a program. If you cannot make a program telling a computer what to do, then you use AI asking the computer, do your best. So for known frauds, we have what we call rules, because we know the fraud, we know how to filter it. But for the new ones, we don't have the rules yet, because we don't know them yet. So we ask AI, please take a look, and everything that is suspicious, you raise a flag. So we can really investigate that, and later on, when frauds are really defined, then we create new rules. And it's the cat and mouse story. They invent new frauds, and we filter and we protect people from new frauds. So this is one very concrete example. Another very concrete example is all the relationship that banks have with their end customer, natural language processing, and all the generative AI type of systems allow us to have really a seamless discussion with our end user, whether it's for proposing new services or sometimes helping them when they are in distress. When a fraud occurred, they are in distress. They need to be reassured, they need to be understood, and they need to have their complaint treated as fast as possible. So really AI, there's not one AI, but AI is lots of tools. And in the payment industry, we have so many ways of really using it well.
One last question, Nicolas. As Worldline, you use massive data. You use the process you use are almost fully automated. And on your website, you're saying that, not you especially, but Worldline is saying that AI is a game changer. Why Worldline think that about AI?
Yeah, if you look at the example that I just gave you, the thing is that I don't know all of the business of the other business lines, but in our business lines there are many overlaps between services that is provided by the payment industry and services that can be enhanced via AI. So that means that for us, it's not just one type of service that will benefit from AI, but we have so many services like authentication, security, KYC, fraud detection, interface with the people, prediction. I wouldn't say there are countless usage, but there are so many usages of AI that we can have, that we leverage. But one thing, we have been using AI for decades now, and we want to master what we do, because AI is not the solution to everything. We use certain types of AI for certain types of problem with certain types of data that in most of the cases we train, because we want to master the result. We want to master the inference. So again, AI it's not like a Swiss Army knife, because a Swiss Army knife it's a bad knife, it's a bad screwdriver, it's a bad bottle opener, it's a bad everything. But at least when you need it, you have something. Yeah. So there's no generic AI that does everything. There's many specific AIs for many specific usages that we try to use the best, thanks to the very high quality data that we have.
Thank you, Nicolas. Thank you.
You're most welcome.